Hello everyone, and welcome to what I call the Sisters of Battle Conundrum. What I want to talk to you about today is, with the re-release of the Sisters of Battle Codex in digital format only, with some updated rules, and some things changed, but not very much. We are looking at them trying to promote Sisters of Battle again. Of course, the problem with that is really the only things we have to choose from is a few fine cast models and some old 2nd edition metal models. And while those models don't look too terribly bad, the problem is that they're metal, not plastic, so they're expensive. Your troops choice, your only troops choice, is about $80 for 10. Now, I know those sisters can be taken in squads of 5. Still, you can get a tactical squad of Space Marines for half the price, if not less, and still have almost all the options available to you. So, this kind of really is not an okay thing. So what I want to do is take you on a ride to show you some ideas for conversions I'd be doing. And what I have right here in front of me would basically be my idea for like the heavy squad, the elites, troops and heavies of all those Sister Battle squads. I don't remember all their names, but it's more specifically the Sisters of Battle, your troops choice. These are Kabbalite warriors from the Dark Eldar range. And what I would do here is I would use these, at least the legs and the torsos of this set to start off making your Sisters of Battle. And then, on top of that, I would go get some bits, either online or, if you ever bought Space Marines, I'm sure you have bits for the weapons and a few other things to make them look more like Sisters of Battle. But, you can see, these legs really aren't all that bad for looking like power armor women, because they do have this thinner build to them. And just by doing things like cutting off all the spiky bits, cutting off this tabard here, and replacing it with another cloth, with either using plastic card or green stuff, we can make them look very more like Sisters of Battle. And then with the torsos, we just use these torsos, maybe use Space Marine shoulder pads and turn them long ways so that they're longer, and maybe even cut them down a bit to give you the upper bodies of the sisters. You could add their little symbol that they put on their chest here. You could add little strips across here as well if you really want to. You could also leave it just like this. I don't think they look too bad. Though one thing you'll notice with this kit, though, is that you get a lot of male torsos, but if you notice, they have roughly the same shape. So cutting this down a little bit and then replacing it with a feminine breastplate would not be too difficult, by either just green stuffing it on there or something like that. And then you have your torsos. You could use these arms, you could use other arms. Arms are a dime a dozen. And as long as they don't look out of place entirely, they'll work. And then just, bits from other weapons, whether it's be the heavy flamers, just bolters. And then you'd add the Space Marine packs to the back after you cut off all these pieces. You could cut this down a little bit and add the Space Marine packs back here. The Space Marine packs back here. You can also green stuff between them, some robes, and you'll have yourself some really nice looking Sisters of Battle. Of course, you replace the heads too, because these are Dark Eldar heads and they're not going to work. And then for the Seraphims, which is another idea I had, you can see here I've got a Dark Eldar Scourge, and on top of replacing head and cutting off some of these spiky bits to give it a better look, right there. What you can do is either put some sort of jump pack back here and cut these off, or another idea which I had was, in order to increase your mileage, take some Assault Marines, cut off the turbines so that you have one turbine, fill it in with green stuff so it doesn't have a big hole in the side of it from where you cut it, and you could place it here. And since they have slender builds, or more slender builds with the sisters, I think you could realistically pull off one turbine to make it look like they're jump infantry. And I don't think it's too terrible of an idea. I think they look really nice, and you do this for really cheap. You probably could make these squads for half of the price, if not less than half the price, than what buying the actual squads would cost. On top of that, you got, honestly, like, your Repentia, I think is what they're called. They're the ones that are all the close combat based ones that are like the robed women with chainswords. Some Sisters of Slaughter. Maybe add some extra ropes to them and replace their weapons with chainswords. Easy peasy. And the your vehicles. Your Rhino, Immolator, and Executioner. Don't think it's that hard to do. Just take a Rhino, it can be a Rhino. Some green stuff, and some bits, some weapon bits to make an Immolator. Or the same thing, and using some pieces from the Dark Angel Speeder to make yourself the Executioner. Again, I don't think these are too terrible. I don't think this will be too terrible looking, and I honestly think you could probably pull these off for relatively cheap. You can make a Sisters of Battle army probably this way for half them what it would actually cost to buy all the models from Games Workshop as they are. And another idea I had, is just in case you don't like the Saint Celestine model, because I'm not a huge fan of it, just because I think the little baby angel things aren't very good looking. By the way, they're not called cherubs. That's not what a cherub is. From the conversions of Cirrus from the War Machine game by Privateer Press, they have a Warcaster called Aurora, and I think she honestly would actually look really cool. Another way you could just do it too is also you could just take a Scourge and probably just use her, gussy it up to make it look more like a Sister of Battle. But those are some ideas that I've had. They're not all ideas that I've come up with myself, but I wanted to get more on specifics because people really don't go into specifics. They're just going to say, well, I'm sure you could just do it with Dark Eldar or something like that. I wanted to give you more of an idea of what they would actually look like when you get them done. So that's what the purpose of this video is. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts on some of these conversions. I would also love to hear your own ideas. Please share them with me, because Sisters of Battle is really an underappreciated army for what it is. And I think that's just unfortunate. And really what's holding us back is a lot of people are pushed away by the fact that they're going to have to pay a huge amount of money for an army when they can play easily half the price and get themselves Eldar, Space Marines, Necrons, any of these other armies. It just, as a person who loves this game and loves this hobby, and I love conversions, so I think this is an interesting alternative. I would love to hear your ideas. Anyways, Brian of Warpainting Services here signing off. Everyone have a wonderful day.